This is the Learnit Lounge, a podcast brought to you by Learnit. In each episode, I sit down with HR and L&D leaders to explore how learning programs have sparked real change, unlocked growth, built trust, and transformed the way that teams work. Hosted by me, Dr. Mickey Fitch-Collins, a facilitator and learning designer at Learnit, this podcast brings you the stories behind successful learning strategies, direct from the people driving them. Learnit is a live learning platform that's helped over 2 million professionals thrive inside some of the world's most respected companies. If you're looking for a partner to help you do the same, our contact info is in the show notes. Welcome to the Learnit Lounge, where learning leads to measurable impact. If you want to be seen as a partner in your organization, stop acting like a vendor. Co-create the solution before the ask is even made. Too often, I see learning and development departments and folks working in isolation. We get a request, we retreat to build the perfect solution, and then we return days or weeks later with this beautifully polished product. And sometimes it's met with silence, sometimes it's met with awe, sometimes it's met with some skepticism, or sometimes it's met with a thanks, but we've moved on. The problem isn't our intention, it's the process. When we build for the business instead of building with the business or the organization, what happens is we lose credibility. We risk solving the wrong problem, and we miss the chance to create some real ownership. Collaboration is not co-creation. Okay. Intake forms are not discovery, and stakeholder sign-off is not the sign of a partnership. I've read some great materials from Ash Panjwani, who says true alignment starts way upstream when we bring leaders in to define what are the expectations, what are the outcomes, what are the obstacles, and we do that together. That means hosting intake workshops and conversations together, not just having a bunch of forms that people fill out. That means co-designing pilots with feedback loops together, not separately. That means setting up shared success metrics up front with aligned definitions of what success looks like. Keith Rossi pushes this even further. He recommends doing what he calls stress testing something. Stress testing ideas by bringing cross-functional voices into the room early, not to get people's buy-in, but to get people's input, for people to be alongside one another. Because what this does is it builds ownership, it speeds up execution, and it dramatically increases the solution quality. I once designed this manager bootcamp earlier on in my career. This manager bootcamp checked all the boxes, right? It was modular, it was practical, it was scalable, it had some great fun moments in between. It was designed for folks that were kind of in their mid-20s, and so I really made it to be this really fun sort of experience. But I never asked the organization, what challenges do you feel like the managers are facing right now? I didn't bring those senior level leaders into the design process. When I finally did that, it turned out that performance alignment and career conversations were the top pain points, not how do we coach or how do we give feedback or how do we run really good meetings. But I'd built the curriculum around those things rather than building it with the partners. We scrapped probably half to 3/4 of the content. We rebuilt it. I rebuilt it with their input, and it got more traction in just a couple of weeks than I had gotten in a couple of months. So if you want a true organizational partnership, if you want a true business partnership, start acting like a co-founder. Don't act like a contractor from within or a contractor from outside. Co-discover what the problems are, co-design the solutions, co-own those fantastic outcomes. That shared skin in the game, so to speak, that's what changes everything. Now, let me ask you, if this was helpful, I'd like to ask you, please go ahead and subscribe to the Learnit Lounge. Make sure that you get new episodes coming out every single Tuesday, whether they're these solo episodes or some other fantastic episodes that we have with great learning leaders coming on. Your voice in and part of this conversation is important. So please go ahead, leave a review, connect with me on LinkedIn, drop a comment, whatever makes sense for you. Thanks for being here, everybody, and we'll see you next time.